Today's class, we're going to start and stay sitting. If at any point you want to stand up, lay down, take a different posture. It really gets to be your practice. It is your body. And so while I'll give verbal cues for breath, for focus of mental body and thoughts, and for physical body and movement, if at some point you want to do something different, you feel a different movement in your body, you feel a different shape to be taken, you feel like you want to take a different stance, that gets to be here too. So just take a moment. I'm going to stay seated through the whole time. The invitation is for you to connect and pay attention to your body and your practice. We're going to talk about, and you'll find that interwoven into the verbal cues is the theme of acceptance. As you watch me move my body, or you hear me give you a verbal cue, what if your right shoulder doesn't lift? What if you don't have a left hand? I'm choosing to do this posture and these practices sitting, but what if for you it isn't a choice? What if for you you're in a wheelchair, or you can't move as freely as once you knew you could? Where are the places that acceptance can flow? And where is the resistance to acceptance flowing? That will all get to be here too today. This is my buddy, Basil, and he'll probably stay laying here the whole time. He's a sweetheart. He's almost a 3-year-old golden retriever. And that's his exhale, his sigh. It's so good to be here together. These are the spaces that have a lot of edges when we start talking about acceptance and resistance. Where is that showing up for you? Where is there anger or grief? What's happening even as you hear the theme of today? Notice your body and your response. Acceptance is a hard thing. It can be. When situations and circumstances cross the terrains of our lives, bringing about realities that we don't want and that affect us physically, emotionally, mentally, that steal our breath away. How do we claim and reclaim those places when they look different? When we have to grieve and mourn who we knew ourselves to be because we're no longer that person? We have to accept those pain points or those places that we can't change. Is there bitterness and anger, resentment, fury? What is that like for you? Have you just conceded all of that space and gone blank? Because some of those numb places are easier to be with than to feel the emotion. I get that. That gets to be here too. I'm going to accept that in the wisdom of me and the construction of my being, all the parts of me, mental body, physical body, emotions, all kind of knew when I needed them, as I needed them. to get through whatever situation and circumstance was crossing the train in my life. I want you to start with some breath, orienting yourself to the space that you find yourself inhabiting right here and right now. Feel the soles of your feet underneath you. Feel the ground underneath the soles of your feet. Bring the palms of your hands to your knees. Roll your shoulders down your back body. Lift through the crown of your head and lengthen your breath. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Perhaps you leave your eyes open, or maybe you close them, but that gets to be your decision too. Take a moment. Feel the soles of your feet. Feel that lift and lengthening of your spine, of your back body, as the top of your head reaches up, as your shoulders you push down away from your ears. Feel your body in space. You are a person. In your personhood, you inhabit a body. In inhabiting a body, you take up space. Learning how to take up space and not play small is the journey of a lifetime for all of us. It's time to take that journey, to grow in awareness of where you've played small, and to release yourself into expansion. Let's lengthen the breath again and feel that expanding inhale in our personhood. So inhale in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Take another breath. Inhale in through the nose. And as you exhale, drop your chin to your chest. And begin to do a gentle rotation of neck and head, going in one direction. Continuing with breath, continuing with awareness. Does neck feel tense? What's happening now? And pause and go in the opposite direction. Just waking up and warming up the body. Taking that space. Keep going. Keep moving neck and head. Keep breathing as you move. Bring your mind to the movements. Notice. When it feels complete for you, bring neck and head back into center. And take one ear and bring it to the shoulder. Instead of doing a circle, just notice this movement of neck and head. Bring the other ear to the other shoulder. You get to choose which side you start on. Just remember to breathe as you move back and forth from ear to shoulder, to center, ear to shoulder, and center. Breathing in and breathing out, being present to your body. Take a couple more cycles of ear to shoulder, back to center, and ear to shoulder and back to center. When it feels complete for you, take a longer breath in and release the breath out. Notice neck, head, shoulders, back. Pay attention to yourself in this moment. Let's bring chin to shoulder and back through center and chin to the other shoulder. And back to center. And go back and forth, breathing in and breathing out. Noticing your body in this moment with this movement. When that movement feels complete to you, take a moment of awareness. Did you have a preference of moving neck and head? Did you like the circle? Did that get into some of those spaces? Did you like ear to shoulder or chin to shoulder? What space felt best for you? Pause, breathe, notice. Consider your preference. Consider your breath. Let's bring our shoulders into some movement. Inhale, bring shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, release them down. Inhale, up. Exhale. Bring them down. Up and down. And keep with that movement, just inhaling, bringing them up, exhaling, bringing them down. Perhaps you begin to bring some circles into your shoulders, rolling them back, breathing, and moving them forward, and holding that breath. Another way is inhale, bring shoulders up to your ears, hold the breath. And then with a falling out breath, just release those shoulders. Let's do that a couple of times together. Inhale, shoulders go up. Exhale. Notice the breath. Notice the force. And keep with that. Doing that a couple more times. Inhaling up, holding breath, exhaling, releasing with that ha and sudden drop. And so you're doing it slow with the inhale coming up, releasing the exhale and coming down. You're doing circles. You're doing falling out breath with shoulder drops. Again, notice your body, your preference. Accept that you have a preference. And notice that. Take arms out. Long stretch. Take a breath in and swing them in front. And go back out. Two more. Big breath in. Release the breath out. Let's bring those arms up and let them fall. And up and fall. Two more times. Notice breath, notice body. Let's begin to swing from side to side. Moving body, moving breath, and noticing back and forth from side to side, paying attention, being aware of your body, acknowledging and accepting what movement you can do. Perhaps you need to do this at a slower pace. Maybe you get dizzy. Maybe you're wanting to do it at a faster pace and even bring those arms up into cactus arms. Just take a moment and notice what pacing, what breath, what stature, what stance do you want to take? Do you go back and forth? Coming back to center, inhale, arms come up. Exhale. Bring those arms down, hands to your knees. Feel the soles of your feet on the floor. Lift through the crown of your head. Close your eyes or leave them open. Roll the shoulders down your back. Open your arms. Inhale, arms come up, palms meet overhead. Interlace those fingers, release index finger. Let's go back and forth like a clock. Back and forth, reaching those fingertips up towards the ceiling, going back and forth. Maybe linger on one side, noticing the stretch. Perhaps you have to bring your arms down. Just notice what you need to do. Maybe you bring one arm down and linger. And stretch. And bring it up and linger on the other side. When you're over on the sides, notice your gaze, neck and head. Do you want to look at the ceiling, out at the horizon, or down at the ground? Take a moment. Breathe in, reach, lengthen. Notice the edge. What if this is where you can go? What if you can't lift your arm? What do you do then? Just notice your own body. It really gets to be your practice. Hands back up, go to the other side. What about one side feeling more tight than the other? That gets to be too. Taking the space. Arms come up together, palms of your hands meet, deep breath in. Exhale. Release. Release. Hands to your knees. Roll your shoulders down your back body. And take a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're going to bring our shoulders back. Our body's going to come forward and our gaze is going to come up to the ceiling. Notice the back is going to begin to round. Our shoulders are going to come forward. Our gaze is going to go down. Begin this movement at the bottom of your spine. Tilting pelvis, coming forward, shoulders go back, gaze comes up. Tucking your tail, shoulders come forward, gaze goes down. Seated, cat-cow. Again, taking that space and that time to make it your own. Noticing and being present to your body and your experience. Maybe you like to do it slower and linger in one space. Maybe you want to do it faster. You get to make those decisions. Remembering to breathe. Noticing body, noticing breath, being aware. Accepting what your body can do here and now in this moment. Being present to your breath, present to your body, present to the movement of going back and forth in cat and cow. What do you need to accept in this space? Is it the pacing? Perhaps you need to go slower. Maybe you're limited in movement. You feel you want to stretch and you want to move your body. Just notice what's happening now. Just notice what's happening now. We're going to come to very simple movements. I say simple because it's simple for me. I'm just going to move our hands open and close. Open. Feel that stretch. Acquaint yourself with when your hands are wide open and fingers and thumbs are spread out. What is that sensation for you? What if your hand isn't spread out that far? If you have rheumatoid arthritis or some other effect, if you're missing a hand, whatever your experience is, notice your body, your experience. What if it's painful to try to stretch out? What if it's easy? Just take a moment and close into a fist and open. Take that movement. Begin to bring some circles into your wrists, one direction, another direction. Oh, bring some movement in the elbows, right? What does it mean to move your elbows? Doesn't even have to look yogic, right? Just move. Move that elbow, right? What is that kid's song? Put one elbow in, put one elbow out, put your elbow in, put your elbow out. We do the hokey pokey and we turn ourselves around. I used to teach a lot of kids yoga. And seriously, sometimes in movement and in life, so many serious things happen that then we take ourselves so seriously. Even in a yoga class, what would it be like to, instead of just doing some circles with that elbow and shoulder and arm, we play the hokey pokey and we move it in and out. Let's bring the other side in and out. And notice that movement in your body. Sometimes when we're talking about acceptance and resistance, right? Can you accept that we're doing maybe something a little more childish? Is it hard to find in a yoga class that we would pause and do the hokey pokey? That we would move our body, we would breathe, we would sing, and we'd have fun. Where are your lines of acceptance? Where are your lines of resistance? Let's do that. What can you accept into your life? What are you going to resist? Do that again. What are you having a hard time accepting? Opening your heart to. What do you need to resist? Notice resistance. What do you need to say stop to? What do you need to open your heart and your body to? What do you need to allow? What do you need to resist? While our arms are out here, let's make some big movements with our arms, circling and breathing again. Moving body, moving energy, moving breath. Go the opposite direction. Out. Come back in. Where is acceptance showing up in your life? Where is resistance showing up in your life? I was so resistant to the way that COVID was affecting my kids' education. I was so angry that I was getting so tight. What are you having a hard time with acceptance? What are you resisting? I'm so angry. What's getting tight in you? Even bring that in and hold that tightness, hold that tension in your body. And then with the exhale, release it. Inhale, tight and tense. Exhale, release. Let's do that a couple more times together. Inhale, tight, tense. Exhale, release, and make it loud. Do it a couple more times. As loud as you want. Hold the tightness as long as you want. Breathe in, breathe out. Just notice those places of acceptance, resistance. I needed to change. I needed to change my perspective on the education of my children so that I could experience more joy and not just sit in the angst, because that wasn't who I wanted to be. It wasn't who I wanted to be. What have you been resisting that's created some things in you and perhaps you don't want to be anymore? Take a breath. Notice your body here. What's happening now for you? What is that thing? The next time you take your breath in and tighten and tense your body with intentionality, inhale, hold body tense. Think of that thing. For me, it was education in my children. I was afraid, I was angry, but I had to let it go because it was creating things in me that I didn't like and I didn't want to be that person. So I had to let it go. Let's do that again. Perhaps you're angry, perhaps an illness or an accident or something, some situation, some circumstance has crossed the terrains of your life and it has changed the trajectory of your life and your living, and you're frustrated and you're angry. Take all of that with the inhale. Hold it into your body. Notice that resistance, that anger, that frustration. Take another breath, hold it in your body, and let it go. Let it go, release. Do that again. Maybe it's sorrow, maybe it's grief, maybe it's loss, maybe it's fear, whatever those things are that you can't accept, that you're resisting. Inhale, hold all of those things. Imagine all those things that you're resisting in the palms of your hands and hold them tight. Hold them tight into your body. Take that breath. Hold the breath tight. Hold your body tight. Hold those frustrations, those angers, those sorrows tight. And then release, release, release. Let go. Notice body, notice breath. Here, now. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale, arms up. And release. Inhale, arms up. And release. Orient yourself to this space. Notice discomfort, notice edge. What's happening now in your body? Bring the soles of your feet underneath you. Feel the ground underneath the soles of your feet. Bring the palms of your hands to your knees. Roll your shoulders down your back body. Lift through the crown of your head. Scan your body from the top of your head to the soles of your feet, or from the soles of your feet to the top of your head. Allow the awareness in this space. Breathe in, breathe out. What's happening now? As you look back even over the entirety of our time together so far, what stands out to you? What's happening now for you? Bring a hand to your heart. Remember that anchoring statement, breathing in. I know I'm breathing in. And breathing out. I know I'm breathing out. Where's the awareness of acceptance? Where is the awareness of resistance? You get to not be ready to accept something. Permission to recognize resistance. Permission to be resistant. Permission to acknowledge that there is a need to accept, and permission to not be there yet. Take a moment. I'm going to stay seated. You can lean back in your chair. You can lean forward. If you want to lay down in these next moments, feel free. Just take a moment. Take a few breath cycles. I'll let you take these moments and let you get into the stance you want. If you're going to stay seated, perhaps you want to lean forward and let everything just be. Perhaps you want to lean back and let everything just be. Maybe you want to find the space to lie down. That gets to be here too. Notice how you've situated your body. Just be here now. This breath, this body, not looking to fix, change, or alter anything. Just being present to this moment, here and now, this space. And then allow your breath to find its own natural rhythm. Instead of with intentionality, breathing it in and breathing it out, allow breath and body to just be in this space, wherever you are, however you are. Just releasing your body, your physical body, your breath, your thoughts, your emotions, your energy, your intelligence, your wisdom, your creativity. All about you here and now. Just be. Even the terms of acceptance or resistance, just letting them have space as they will, how they will. Noticing the places in your body that are in contact with a solid surface. Noticing the fabric of your clothing. Noticing the more subtle movements of energy, of breath, of being here. Perhaps a toe wiggles. Maybe you have an itch by your nose. Just allowing your body to be in this space as you are and how you are. Noticing the silence, the quiet, the slowing of the pacing. Acknowledging how that's landing upon your person. And perhaps you ask of your body if there's anything else in this stance that wants to be released, even 1 to 2 to 3% more. If you're laying down, where are you holding on to? Maybe you need to be holding on to it, but where can you let it go? If you're sitting, perhaps there's something that wants to release. A sigh, an utterance, not just with your body, a breath, an expression, a tear, a laugh, a grin. What else wants to be here in this moment with you? And breathe in and breathe out. Begin to lengthen your breath. Upon the inhale, just staying, all we're changing is the breath right now. Leaving your body as it is, just begin to lengthen that breath. And then perhaps we bring some subtle movement to neck and head, fingers, toes, open and close in, the palms of our hands, moving our ankles in circles, our wrists in circles. Continuing with a longer breath. Maybe you stay where you are. Maybe you bring more intentionality into your body. If you've been leaning back, maybe you come forward. If you've been leaning forward, maybe you come up or not. If you've been laying down, you bring the soles of your feet to the ground. You're in partial recline. Maybe you bring your body back up into a seated stance. Take a few breath cycles to transition and to come back into space, back into awareness, reflecting on the totality of this practice, on acceptance and resistance, what breaths you've taken, what movements you've made, what thoughts have come and gone, what emotions have surfaced, what sensations you recognized or were new. Just take a few cycles of breath in a quiet moment to integrate your experience here today with acceptance, with resistance. And is there any action, is there any space that you want to bring into the rest of your day or week or season of your life that can support you as you process through acceptance and resistance? What could that be? Would it be practicing breath? Taking some tangible movements of opening and closing, bringing tension intentionally into your body and then letting it go? Were some of those practices helpful? Or will it be something else? Let's take a few moments here. You get to have support as you touch the arena of acceptance, as you touch the spaces of resistance. You get to have support. What does that support look like for you? What would you need to have heard? What do you maybe want to say? Maybe you don't want to say it to anybody else, but you need to have it out of you. And so maybe you journal. Again, whatever that is for you, just acknowledge it and take that next step, that next breath.